specific core things. Okay, we're on. We're going to be either in the floor or you can use a chair. So if somebody's pulling this up from YouTube, I'm giving you the class setup. I am going to use this pad, okay, just to start getting warmed up. I'm going to get down either into the chair or on the floor. You can get on your bed and do everything that we're doing if you don't want to get in the floor. And because I work through this class, this is Wednesday, this is Mobility Wednesday. I don't do a lot of repetitive things, but I do movement, mobility related things, especially if you happen to be somebody who has sore feet. It could be anything from arthritis to plantar fasciitis, and you don't want to use your feet much because it hurts. Well, that will just lead to more problems. Do you see what I'm doing right now? See, I'm just doing a simple step into the pillow, or this is about 2 inches deep, and it's just like a square, about a foot square, something like that. You can step up with both feet. And now specifically, which is what you didn't see what I was doing as I stepped into this, but I'm going to tell you, my feet are bare. If you need to have your shoes on, make sure they got plenty of room in them. Okay, but when I step up, my toes are splayed. Okay, you have to do some specific foot manipulation to splay your toes. Try it, okay? Because they're in shoes all day long, you don't ever really get to move those feet. Now, when you open those toes and then you put pressure in here, just like I'm doing here, you got to key in your tummy, okay? So what does that mean? That just means brace, okay? You don't pull it in so much that you can't breathe, or your eyes turn blue, or bulge, your face turns blue, okay? But as I do this stepping in and I'm splaying my toes and I'm stepping on a very uneven surface, your whole body from the foot up has to wake up, or you're going to fall on your face. That's the value of doing this kind of a thing just for a few minutes before you start into a whole body mobility work. So right now I'm warming up the core, which I'm going to work on real specific today. I'll put that in the descriptions. So see, if you go stepping into this too quickly, you're not going to get your toes as wide as I want them. So when you're opening those toes and then you're pressing the core, your tummy, your rib cage has to come up. That means your back extensors have to really be working. So you're warming up your whole core musculature, getting ready to do some of the stuff that we're going to do, either laying in your bed, sitting on a chair, or laying on the floor. So get ready to kind of adjust your cameras if you need to see what I'm doing, okay? So now that I've done that repeatedly, I'm going to step on it, okay? Just like that, okay? I'm going to hang my heel, one leg off. Just gently try to get the heel to the floor while you maintain your balance, okay? Now, if you're on a pillow or if you're on this disc, many of you have purchased this. You can get these. I like the best ones I like is from Perform Better. Some of you have gotten them from other places. These I find to be a very good quality, and it's only 2 inches deep. You see what I'm doing? I'm bringing my heel up and I'm pressing it down until I feel a stretch, a gentle stretch through my calf. All right. Then I'm going to switch. And before I go hanging my heel off, this knee is bent. I'm going to say rib cage up, shoulders down. Breathe through your nose and then out through your nose. when you do that one little technique, you start to do deep breathing just by virtue of breathing in through your nose. Okay. Even if you're not really, you're thinking, oh, what's deep breathing? What's deep breathing? Let me just warn you, if you're up here on this and you're barefooted and you're hanging your heel down, it's going to throw you. That's the part of warming up. You're doing a lot of proprioception right now, okay? Which is really targeted at our balance muscles, catching yourself when you trip, or you misstep, or you overbalance. You go too far forward, too far back. That all has to do with the core. Okay, so see how I step to the side? Now I'm just going to push my butt out. I'm stepping to the side. My toes are pretty forward. I'm opening my toes here. I have 1 foot 2 inches up. I'm going to just come down here gently and come into a T position while I'm off. I'm 2 inches dropped. Okay. So when you do that unevenness in your moves, you're prepping your proprioceptive muscles, which includes your brain, to handle that disparity. Okay, that shifting. So now I'm up here, I'm going to step down like that. And when I step down, see, I do a little break right here. I push back. See that? This knee, the one that I step down, is the one that I bend a lot. This one stays pretty straight. Okay, so why would I include this in this morning thing? Why wouldn't I just walk around and swing my arms and stuff? Well, when you step to the side, and we already did front to back stepping, but stepping to the side just like this, breaking the hip right here, it's a hip hinge. Say rib cage up, push it back, keep your chin tucked. Okay, you're getting the adductors and abductors. Okay, all through here, they're all attached into the hip and into the lower back, and it's a big deal. All right, so now that I've done the step to the side, now, before I get down into the floor, I'm going to go into my T again. Here's my T. I'm on my little pillow. Okay, for my teachers out there, I know it's pillow, but you just slide into that Arkansas, Oklahoma dialect. Pillow. Look at my thumbs are up. What am I doing? I am on an uneven surface. I am pushing into the balls of my feet, and I'm lifting my heels as I keep my shoulders down. Okay? Anybody that's heading for surgery with knee, I don't care if it's knee, I don't care if it's hip, whatever, this is a big deal. Because if you start feeling off balance, whoa, so my knees are soft. Keep those hands right out here. See, my thumbs are up. My shoulders are down. My elbows are just a little bit soft. I'm not like locked out. Breathe in through the nose. Go into that midfoot, which we already practiced. My toes are wide open. I'm keeping my tummy super tight. Keeping my shoulders down, my thumbs are up. Yeah, brace and say rib cage up. The minute you say rib cage up, whether or not you're lifting your heels very much at all, maybe you're just pressing into the balls of the feet, okay? The midfoot, forefoot, and you're just barely lifting your heels. Maybe you're not confident enough to raise both of those heels. That's fine. Just shift. See, with your hands out here and your shoulders down, your knees are soft. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, shifting to the midfoot, forefoot, and back to the heel. Wow, that will wake you up. Okay, step off. Now we're going to do a Maryland favorite. Right here, see, I stepped right off. My foot is still on the pad, but I'm turning my whole body. The back knee is soft. Keeping my chin tucked. keeping my shoulders down, even though I'm doing this split stance. My front foot is up on the pillow, okay? And I'm just gonna turn, just like that, okay? I'm not gonna do repeated swings. I'm just engaging my whole frame from the shoulders. And if you're not careful when you're doing this, you're gonna hunch like this. Try not to do that, okay? Then come back with that foot, put the other foot in front, okay? And if it bothers you to be on that pillow, fine, just put it in front on the floor, okay? And then we just turn like this. I'm focused forward, and then I just turn my whole body in a transverse plane of motion as I'm working into, so I'm turning, but I'm also coming forward, okay? So I'm in a frontal plane, transverse plane, okay? So I'm trying to hit all the different planes of motion. I've already done, this is a sagittal type of a move. Breath, and then come back, okay? So just by doing that warm up, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel better, especially if you pay attention to the lineup that I did, okay? Now, today, while we get into the floor, make sure that you do have a band ready, because I may be doing some of that, okay? As part of this core mobility kind of a program, all right? So I have my chair, because I may be putting my feet up on the chair and that type of thing. And I want to go into a knee down position. So I'm getting down into the floor. If you don't choose that, that's fine. Just sit here in the chair, and then you can do everything as if you were laying on the floor, see? Or lay on your bed, whatever you want to do. But if I'm here by my chair, I'm going to step forward. I'm going to use my chair if I need to. I'm going to do a really big, wide open stance, okay? I'm opening this part of my hip, okay? Now, careful on this one, Kathy. Okay, as we come down, see, I'm just gonna come right down here. Use your chair if you need to, that's fine. Now, when we come up, I want you to remember which leg is front. Generally, it's closest to the chair, right? Big breath, yeah. And then I'm gonna just switch right now, because whenever I come up, then I'm gonna be switched again. But I'm gonna lean in, just like this. Bring the other foot back, see? Bring the other foot forward. And I'm gonna do that open of the hip. So I'm gonna do both sides before I go on down. So I'm gonna stage this kind of a, as I'm getting down, I'm gonna use the chair for some moves, all right, for your core. And then we'll be on down to the floor. So see how I just go forward like that? Yeah? Take a big deep breath. So your knee is not way out over the toe, number one. It's in line with my ankle, even though I come way down and I do a nice gentle hyperextension of my spine. And then I come back. Now, if this happens to bother your knee in any way, use the little pad on the floor. That is what it's for. No problem. Okay, let's say I'm in the floor now. And so I'm going to use the chair. I'm going to use the chair to do one of my first moves that is really going to draw attention to your core, okay? So I'm going to be right here. I'm going to put my toes. I'll move this so you can see where I be. Put your knees on this pad. It will help be much more comfortable if you happen to be very delicate on your knees and you need to have a little pad. So use it if you need to. But I want you to look at my toes. This is important, especially if you are a plantar fasciitis type person, okay? I won't say names, Elisa. Okay. Put your toes under. See this? Yeah. Gently push back just a little bit. You're going to feel a little pressure, not pressure, you're going to feel a little stretch right through here if you just move yourself back a little bit. Your knees can be on this pad, okay? My chin is tucked, but I'm just gently stretching all underneath my foot there. Now, I'm going to do this first move for that's specifically targeting core, which we've already woke up the core. And I'm going to put my elbows on the chair. See that? And I'm going to act like, oh, geez, I forgot something. I have to get up. See what I mean? I'm going to turn this so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So my toes are definitely curled under. See? My elbows are down on my chair. I'm going to drop my shoulders. Now, you've got to really tighten your tummy because you're going to take one or both knees off the ground and you're going to hang out here for just a little bit and then you're going to come back down. And if you do this correctly, you're going to go, oh, geez, that's hard. So your elbows are on the chair in front of you. My shoulders are down. And I'm like, oh, I've got to get up again. But then you don't get up. You engage your core and you press into it. And you take one knee down, then the other knee down, then the other knee down. So see, I'm hanging around right a couple inches above the floor and then come down because it's hard. Okay, now straighten your toes. Yeah, I definitely want you to straighten those feet out because we're getting a lot of ankle mobility in this one move, okay? Listen, if you didn't have time to do anything else and you were like, oh, geez, I don't feel like doing a whole thing. If you just did our warm up today and this move and try to get about 6 to 10 of these, I call it hanging 10 because we're down and we're lifting our knees up. Then you could just go ahead and you would have engaged fully through your core, your back, your shoulders, everything. Because when I'm down like this, see my rib cage has to be up, okay? My chin is tucked. Don't hang your head like that. Drop your shoulders. Now engage your tummy muscles. Act like, if you don't know how to do that, act like I'm coming at you with my fist. Okay, if I were going to punch you, that's what I'm talking about. Tighten up. Now my toes are down. I've stretched through and I've gone back into it like this. You might not have caught that. See, we did this with the toes curled under or up. I don't know, whichever way. But this, my foot is flat down. Okay, and I'm going back to push that just a little bit. Now I come back, drop your shoulders, rib cage up, curl those toes under as if you were going to get up. Bring one or both knees with you. Okay, either one is acceptable. And just hang right here. Hang those, you're hanging by your 10 toes. So I call it a hang 10. Drop your shoulders. And now act like you're going to put one knee down. Then act like you put the other knee down. See, I'm switching. One and then the other. One and then the other. One and then the other. Take a breath. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe in through the nose. One and then the other. One and then the other. Just two more. Just two more. Stay with me. Stay with me. And come down. Now take those feet flat. Take them flat. See, when I say flat, it's like you're pointing. So see, in essence, we're doing this through this whole movement with our ankle and our foot. If you do this too much and you try to curl those toes back the other way, you could elicit a little cramp. So be ready. Don't get panicky. If you do, just pull your toes back like that. See how I'm leaning back? Yes, I'm pushing my ankle. I'm pushing my core, my legs, as much as I can in this position. Now, some of you might say, well, my knees just won't take that. And I understand that. You can do a lot of this just standing or sitting. See, if I was sitting and leaning back with my legs back, I could get some of the same motion. Not as much as this, but put your pad under your knees. I'm on a nice little carpeted area, and so it doesn't hurt. Do not do anything that's going to bother or crunch those knees. Mac is over here trying to help me. How about you get up here and lay down? Come on. This is my old boy, Mac. He's trying to protect me. Oh dear. Okay. Are you ready? Take a breath. Yeah, so I'm telling you, if you do this move, then get up and go on your way, you will have hit your core really hard. All right. So as we're coming on down, use this as you need to, either under your hands or under your knees, whichever you might need. So I'm going to come right down here. I'm on my knees now. And now I'm going to do that. Tuck the butt, round my upper back, and then I'm going to go back down into, this is a mad cat. Okay. And this is a camel. Okay. So this is changing positions of your pelvic muscles, bones, your back. You're putting gentle pressure into your front hands. Some of you have some real problems with wrists and fingers. And if that's you, put your hands here and then open them. Try to press on the whole hand. It's the same thing as with your feet, opening those, okay? Now go up into your cat and the camel, okay? Whole hand, open it, put the pressure so that it takes it off of a tender thumb joint. Use your whole hand. And I just do these about 3 times for our purpose today, okay? So I'm gonna come in here, tuck my chin. I have this alarm system going off all the time. Take a big deep breath and come back down one last time, right down here. See that? Yes, right down there. Okay, now we're going to go right on out and we're going to do this type of a thing that we did on the chair, but we're going to be down now into the floor. I could be doing this from my bed. I could go against the wall, stand against the wall, and do some of these planky type moves. Okay, so now I'm going to just come down to my elbow right here, okay? And then I'm going to crawl out. See that? Yeah, so I'm all the way down now, okay? I'm going to take this position as an opportunity to really help my lower back. So if anything bothers you on your hip or pelvic or anything, put this pad underneath you. That's all you got to do. Drop your shoulders, drop your chin, okay? And here's the thing. I am pushing into the palm of my hand, and I'm gently thinking about lifting the elbows just a little bit as I keep my chin tucked. See that? If you can't lift your elbows, it's no big deal. You're in a great position right here to help open up your back. If you have spinal stenosis, if you have arthritis, you're doing this gently. You're opening that hand, especially if you have a tenderness in your wrist or your thumb. Open them wide. Drop your shoulders. Press into the whole hand and try to lift the elbows a tiny bit. And then you come back down. Now, some of you are going to be shrugging your shoulders. Try to keep your shoulders down. See, I only do this about 3 times, so we got one more. Here we go. You ready? I'm just carefully pressing and putting gentle pressure to try to lift my elbows. You don't even have to lift your elbows to get good benefit from this, okay? Now, if you do lift your elbows, yeah, you're going to engage your upper body quite a bit. So those shoulders have to be down and then come down. Yay. All right. Now, when we come down here like this, see, I can either come down if I need to and have a pillow ready to go under or not. It's up to you. But I'm going to have you come down. I'm going to encourage you to turn your head one way or the other. So here's what the deal is, you guys. I'm trying to get you to figure out, okay, some of you already know this. Which side of your neck is harder to move, okay? Some of you know which one. If you just go into this position, I'm going to bring my heels, my feet up. I'm going to turn my head one way, and I'm going to try to put my ear to the floor. Now, if that's very hard for you to do, use your dadgum pillow. It's right here, okay? Turn, see? And that's very doable because of you. Some of you have significant forward head issues. So we're managing it and we're trying to help gently pull you from that. And this is one of the moves to do it, okay? So either use the pillow or not. Take your head, put your ear to the ground, bring those feet up. Now press into your elbows, tighten your tummy. See, I'm going to turn my head this way so you can hear what I'm doing. This is my stiff side, by the way. See, I can't quite get my ear down. See, right there? But I'm going to try. I'm pressing into the elbows, and then I'm going to squeeze my butt and push up with my foot. Then I'm going to rotate. Squeeze, push up. Breath. Tight tummy. Drop those elbows, drop those shoulders. Keep the ear down if you can at all. Okay, you ready? Squeeze your butt. Press like you're putting your foot up on the ceiling. Press. Take a big breath through the nose. Press. Big breath through the nose. Press. Big breath. Press. So you're squeezing your rear end to do this. Breath. Just one more. I'm going to turn my head. So if it gets too tight on one side, just turn it gently and put your ear down. Drop your shoulders. Press into the elbows. Tighten your tummy and your butt and bring it down. And then rotate your ankles. See, in and out. So I'm doing eversions and inversions. Back, out, and in. Okay. When you're laying in your little bed, in your little sleepies, that's a great time for people that have had foot problems to do these. Yes, you want to do them with weight, standing on them or sitting, but this right here, the reason I like you to do it here is because it will gently manipulate movement around your hip, okay? Your knee and your hip, and it's not pressure. You don't have pressure on it. So really try to get your ankles down, okay? Now you could be laying flat, you could be having this pillow here like this, and you're still doing the ear down, that type of thing. Whatever you need to do. But you're spending just a little time, see, rotating, drop your shoulders through the ankle to try to get either side, inside and outside of your ankles down. Okay, some of you are like, I can tell you, if your feet are out in an E version, that means out, okay? And I'm actively trying to put my ankles down, okay? It's difficult. And then I'm gonna rotate and have my toes looking at each other and try to get my ankles down on the other side, okay? People just gloss over this move and they do, okay, in, out, in, out. But if you push it to where you're trying to put your ankles down, whoa, does that move you through your knee and your hips? Wow. Okay. So big breath, drop your shoulders. Yes. And now we're going to gently roll. Again, use your pilla anytime you need to. So now I'm on my side. Okie dokie. I'm going to use this if I need it. I don't need it, but you might. Now here's the twist. Pay attention, y'all. When you're in this position, what do we typically do when we go to sleep? We roll our shoulder under, right? And we put our little pillow here, right? Well, I am going to try to encourage you to do a little change up in positioning that will help you open through the tight chest, which is what we get when we do rounded shoulder motions. Okay, so here I'm on my side because I'm going to do some stuff with our hip and our core, but I'm paying attention to what I'm doing up here. So here I'm going to go. Again, use your pillow if you need to. Instead of going like this, bringing my hand in, and some of you have sore shoulders, at least start to sleep in a position that I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to take this hand and go back here. See here? And now I'm laying on my pectoral in the front part of my shoulder. Okay? Now, yeah, some people may have injuries or problems with their shoulders that this is not going to be, you know, a regular thing for you. And see, if I needed to, if I had a significant forward head problem, I will guarantee you need to put this under you. Okay? And that's all right. Can't do it all at once. So you're opened out. See, my hand is back here. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to straighten my leg and I'm going to lift right through those adductors and abductors around my hip. See this? My toe is pointing forward. The other reason why I want you to be in this position when you do this work is because it prevents you from rolling your hips. See, I can't really roll back and use the stronger muscles here. Now, as I'm doing this, if I wanted to even get a little more out of this, I would point and then flex my foot. So I go into dorsiflexion and then plantar flexion. But here's what I won't do. I won't roll my hip like this. I want to stay forward. See this? Whether I point or flex, stay with me. When you first start lifting your leg like this with no weight, you're going to think, oh, this is no problem. Well, stay with me because in just a moment, it's going to become a problem. You're going to feel it burning deep in these muscles right through the hip that controls your hip, your knee, your gait, your balance, your everything. Okay? Two more. Here we go. So I'm just keeping these down to 3 to 10 moves. Then I'm going to bring that knee in just like that. See that? Take a big deep breath. You should have settled into this by now. And now I'm going to press my hand here. And I'm going to lift. See? Just like that. Right? Then I'm gonna work my way over to the other side, but not yet. So I'm gonna come right here, all right? I'm gonna turn. So I'm right here sitting on my little butt, okay? Use your pillow. Now, if you're sitting down, or if you're up against the wall, see, you could have done everything that I just did against the wall. You could have done it on your bed. You could have done it sitting, harder sitting, but you could do it. Anyway, I digress. So I'm right here. I'm going to help myself down. So tight tummy. If you have a delicate back, let me just put this out there. Do not ever try to take yourself down like this because you're not there yet. Go to the side, roll so that now you're on your back and you didn't stress your vertebrae. Okay, are you ready? So here I am right here in this position. I'm going to use the pillow if I need it under my head. Yes, I would much rather you try to get your chin tucked and get flat, but some of you that's not possible. So use your pillow if you need to. Now I'm going to put my hands straight out. I'm going to bring one knee in. I'm going to keep one leg up off the floor. See this? So I'm right here, knee over tummy. See that? Now, right now, drop your shoulders. Yes. Now engage through your core. Now I'm going to bring the one heel off the ground about 1 or 2 inches. And this one is right here. I'm going to come up and then come back down. Okay, now here's the trick. So a lot of times I won't instruct this unless I'm right there checking you right here. So I need to be able to put my little fingers right under the small of your back. Yeah, I don't want you cramming your back down into the ground. Okay, I want a neutral spine position. Okay, breath into the nose, out through the nose. See this? I'm just constantly coming down and up, and this heel is off the ground. I can put my little fingers underneath the small of my back. Drop your shoulders. Breathe in through your nose. And it's just an up, down, up, down, up, down. And then when you're like, oh my goodness, this is hard, I'll say, okay, bring your knees in. See, I'm letting you rest. See, I am. So if you need your pillow under your head, I would rather you put your pillow under your head than do this. See, you do this if you're having a problem with your forward head problem. So I would rather you use a pillow so that it's not easier. It's just helps you in your alignment and as you work at trying to straighten up that forward head position. Okay, you ready? You ready? Everybody's screaming, yes, we're so ready. We just love this move. I told you this is going to be core work. Okay, you ready? So now this leg is going to be in, and I'm going to act like I'm putting this leg down on the floor. See? So anytime you need to rest, put the leg down or bring it back in, whichever floats your boat. Okay? So let's get set up here to really engage your core properly. Drop your shoulders. Keep your chin tucked. Yes. Now I have this leg up here and I'm going to just take my foot off the floor for 2 inches. That's it. Okay, now see if you can get your hands underneath your back. Now you have engaged your core appropriately, which is how I want you to hang here for just a bit. See, I'm going to go up and then I'm going to come down, but this hangs above the floor in space, kind of. It's only above the floor 1 or 2 inches. Keep your back so that I can put a little tiny toy match car underneath. So see, it's just going to come up and back. This one hangs out here. Up and back. Drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Breath in through your nose. Breath in through your nose. Go up with your leg, down with it. So we're really working through the knee. We're oiling up. We're helping that work better, okay? It's a term called flossing. We're getting that working. Take a breath. This leg right here hangs out here. See, it's just hanging out here because I want you to engage your core. Yes. Breath, breath. So it's a point flex if you want it to be. You don't have to be. You're just hanging out here. You're bringing the top leg down and back up. Down and back up. Hey, can I get that toy match car underneath your back? Drop your shoulders. Two more. Breathe in through your nose, out through your nose, and bring those legs in. Okay. You should have been feeling that about then. Whew. Yes. All right. Now, in this position, you're going to take one leg out. Just going to let it kind of come out here. You can put your foot on the floor if you want to. Now, if you're able to let that leg drop all the way out there without putting your foot on the floor, that's great. But some of us can't do that. We've got arthritis issue. We've got hip issues. So I just want you to put your hand under your leg, let it come out here, put your foot on the floor if you need to, and just hang out there for a bit. See, it's stretching, opening. Okay, drop your shoulders. Even in this position, you start to hunch. Okay, you ready? I'm going to take the other leg out. So this is my side over here, not this one, that my hip is replaced on. Okie dokie. So I'm not gonna overextend it, but I'm just gonna let it drop out to the side. So I do one leg at a time, one leg at a time, one leg at a time, one leg at a time. Take a big deep breath, big deep breath. Yay. Okay, now I'm ready to go to the other side. Okay, I'm gonna roll on over to the other side because we're gonna do this other side. We're gonna open our chest. So I'm gonna turn around here just so you can see what I'm doing. So remember this one that you loved so much because I'm changing the way you go to sleep. So just promise me this for the next week. When you lay down, instead of curling under like this and putting huge pillows under you, give your spine a chance to regroup and to be in a neutral spine, okay? So how you do that here, and again, if you need to use a pillow, then use a pillow. However, I'm not. I'm gonna take my hand back. See, instead of curling like this and put my head down, I'm gonna open this hand out and I'm gonna lay on the front part of my pectoral, okay? Drop your shoulders, yeah. Now you're in a side lying position, okie dokie. I got my knees bent, and then I'm gonna straighten the top leg. Okay, straighten the top leg. So I'm down here. If I needed to, I'd put a pillow under me right here. That's very important that you do that. Because if this is so uncomfortable that you'll never do it again, it won't help you out. Okay, so put a pillow under there if you need to. But you see how I've opened, here's my hand, it's back here. Yeah. Straight leg, are you ready? We come up, we do a point flex. But what we do not do, is we don't roll, when we're lifting, we don't roll our hips to the back. You can point and flex all day long. Drop your shoulders. Some of you are crunching up your shoulders. Point and flex. It's a lift and back down, like a little butterfly lift. See? So this little move, using your adductors and abductors without rolling back, is a big deal for lots of us. Point flex, get that ankle going, point flex. Big breath in through the nose, out through the nose, point flex, point flex, point flex. Yeah, just hang out here, just 1 or 2 more. We're doing anywhere from 3 to 10 reps, that's it. Okay, bring that leg in. Yeah, how you feeling? Do you think you could sleep like this? Well, whether you can or not, at least start to sleep in that position, okay? I know it's a mind blow, but it will give you the best chance at realigning yourself while you sleep. I mean, nothing could be better than that, right? Okay, are you ready? So here's my hands right here. I'm laying down. What a great position to use your band. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my band on my legs here, just above my knees, okay? So it's just above the knees. And then I'm gonna go invert, evert, okay? So if you wanna sit on the pad, you can. If you wanna use the pad in any way, you can. But here's what I want you to do while you're sitting in this position. And I know for some of you, sitting in this position is like huge because it's very difficult for you to sit in this position because of the stiffness that you have or the dysfunction in some of your joints. So give yourself the benefit of the doubt. If you need to sit in a chair and do this, that's fine. But if you're laying in your bed, if you are sitting on a chair, sitting on a couch, whatever, have a little band. So this is that extra long band that I'm gonna try to get to many of you on Wednesday, where I think we're gonna meet. So here's the thing. See this? See this? Bring your knees together. See, they're wide. That's number 1. Number 2, just sitting in this position, some of you are going to flex your back. I don't want your back flexed. So what are you going to do? You're going to open just like that. And you're going to say rib cage up. And you're going to say chin tucked. And then you're going to go wide so that this is taut. See that? And then you're going to push your knees in. And then you're going to rotate them out as far as you can go. And then you're going to go in. See, my toes are going in. And you're going to keep it wide, keep it taut. And then you're going to rotate out. So you're doing this against this band pressure. You're holding your core. Your shoulders are dropped. Your chin is tucked. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. I'm going eversion, inversion. There that is again. Say rib cage up, open, woo, right here, yeah? Yeah. Okay, help yourself come forward. Okay? So, this is like a whole body core work. We're not just doing sit-ups and sit-downs, okay? And I'm doing about 3 or 4 of those in case you haven't noticed it. This is one of them. Evert with your feet. See, this is very taut, and then invert, but don't come in with your knees necessarily, okay? Hold it open, and then help yourself come back up. The whole reason to do this way is so that you don't flex your back in this position, okay? Big deep breath. Yeah, I'm gonna keep these right here because I'm gonna act like I'm gonna stand up, but I'm not going to, okay? So we're gonna be working against our little band. And see, I'm gonna come under here like this, and I'm gonna go back down, and then I'm gonna come up, and I'm gonna go wide, and I'm gonna act like I'm gonna sit back down, but then I'm gonna change my mind. See this? This move, y'all, done carefully, trying to keep your shoulders down, breathing. It's called, I changed my mind. See here? See, I'm gonna lift, then I'm gonna come back down. I'm gonna go to my hands and knees, and then I'm gonna go, I changed my mind. I'm gonna sit down on my hip. See this? See this lift against this? Okay, this is employing all of your core. It's employing mobility like you can't believe. And it's simply by using a position that we find ourselves in every time you go to lay down, okay? So here I'm gonna come up, all right? I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna go and sit down, and here this leg is in a perfect position to do a few lifts against this band. See that? Just 3. And then I'm gonna go to my hands and knees again, as if I were gonna do a cat camel or get up. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna lay back down. See how I bring this leg under? Okay, it's just like, it's a move that you're very familiar with because you have to do it if you're gonna sit down in the floor, okay? And here I'm in this position, so guess what? See there? Yeah, I can do 3 little lifts right here, which, whoa, hip, core, whoo, keep your shoulders down. Breath into the nose, and I might do that 3 to 6 times, okay? So once I've done that now, I'm gonna keep these open, so the band is very taut, and I'm gonna act like I'm gonna get up, but I'm gonna act like I'm gonna get up here, but then I don't. So this is the queen of core work right here. Your hands are open. Some of you have very tender wrists and thumbs. Let's try to help ourselves. We can either open up the hand wide, I got my toes under again, or I can go to the fist. See that? So you choose whichever one, because you're gonna act like you're gonna get up, but you changed your mind. See that? I am telling you, anytime you find yourself rolling, trying to get up from the bed, this is a good reason to get in the floor. So I'm gonna act like I'm gonna get up, but then I don't, and I'm gonna hover. See this? I'm gonna hover and come back and forth. I'm just gonna come back and forth. I'll do it 3 to 6 times. Okay? And I'm back down. See that? And then I'm gonna come here and sit. So I'm back down for the count, so to speak. I'm gonna take that little band off of my little legs. Now, I could use the band for this next move, but I'm not going to because that would be very difficult, okay? Sometimes I put weights on people's ankles, but for our purposes today, I'm either gonna use my kitchen chair. I'm just, for time's sake, I'm gonna use my couch. I'm gonna put my foot up here and try to bug my dogs, okay? So I'm right here. I'm gonna come, put my feet up, okay? And I'm gonna lay back down. I might roll down so that I don't hurt my back, all right? So I'm gonna take one knee in. We've done this already with our knee, right? Point flex. Now, because this is really focusing on core work today, I want to make sure that I can put my hand under my back, okay? Then lock in your tummy muscles, all right? So make sure that you can put your hand under your back, because we're gonna take this leg out and we're gonna do a point flex, and we're just gonna do a very simple to the chair lift. See that? So it's up and down, it's not very hard. Okay, if you wanted to make it more hard, all you would need to do is don't use your chair. Take that heel to the ground and up. See that? So if you want to make it very effective and a little harder, just go here and here, point flex, point flex. But if you want to use a chair, then you could just go from your heel and come up from there. See that? But here's the point of this one. Number one, drop your shoulders. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. And then make sure you can get that little toy car under your back right here. Okay? And if you're even doing the more modified version, which is this, if you're keeping your leg very straight, you can point and flex all you want, but your leg is pretty straight. And if you're doing this with me this whole time, you should be feeling it right through this part of your leg, right here through the femur, okay? Point flex, point flex, point flex. Do as many as you possibly can. Breath, breath, breath. And then bring it down when you're like, I can't do any more, okay? Now, get that toy car underneath your back, right under there. Tighten your tummy. You ready? Drop your shoulders. And here we go. So we can either go from the floor or from your chair. So I'm going to come up as far as I can with my legs straight. I'm going to point flex. I'm going to point flex. I'm going to point flex. Breath, point flex. Yeah. Keep that leg straight. Breathing in through your nose. Make sure you can get that toy car underneath your back, because we're doing this to get a good core work, and I don't want to be relying on other muscles to jam my back down into the ground. Okay, I want to use those core muscles. That's why you got to be able to put, I should be able to put my hand right under the small of your back. Okay, big breath, and bring it back in, and bring it back in. Now we go into what's called a dead bug. This is a dead bug. Okay. My preferred bug is a cockroach. So see them like this. That's my preferred bug. So I'm a dead bug. See that? I'm going to go open, bring it back in. See that? I'm going to go open, bring it back in. Drop my shoulders. I'm staying in the dead bug position. Now, when you're in the dead bug position, I got to be able to feel underneath your lower back, okay? And then that means engagement here in order to hold that. So I'm here in the dead bug position, and then I'm just going to take my heel down and act like I'm going to touch it down as I open and close. Open and close, okay? Take your heel down, that's it. Do not cram your back into the ground. You need to get that little toy car under your back. See this? Heel. Yes, this is core work. And we're going to end with one that everybody goes to, which is very good. And we started it with a chair, a plank, forms of a plank. But right now, from this dead bug position, whoa, you're turning it on and off your tummy muscles by doing this in this way. Alternate. See that? Big breath, big breath, big breath. Once more. Okay. Bring those knees in. Rotate just to your elbow. See how I got my elbow there? Don't go all the way down. Just go to the elbow. Give it a push. Go to the elbow. Give it a push. So anytime that you do moves like this, like we're doing in the floor, learn to do this wave. Whether you do it one-legged or not, whether you do it with your feet down. Some of you have to do it with your feet down because you don't have the mobility or the strength yet to pull yourself up from this position. Okay, so do whatever that you need to get that rolling. that wave. Wow, it does great things for your back, for your hip, and everything through the hip and down. Okay, breath all the way to the side, all the way to the side if you can. And when you're coming up from that position, just lift one leg and then the other. So you're still going to be getting that wave action. Okay, I'm going to roll to the side, help myself up. Okay, I'm going to come up to my hands and knees. Okay, then I'm going to come back here to my chair and I'm going to end the way I started. A modified plank. It's a great thing. Here we go. Bring it up. And whether or not you just hang here and come down or not, that's fine. Drop your shoulders, breathe in through the nose, come up. You can go into a full out plank if you want to, but you don't have to get the benefit. Then you push back, and then you come up by pushing into your whole foot with your feet splayed. Well, time flies when you're having fun, y'all. I hope this gives you some ideas of stuff that you can do to help yourself get stronger and more mobile, especially in your core. Okay?